Hello and welcome to today's Power Rankings. We're going to cover all the teams in the Lol Esports space, world's qualifying region squads at the very least. And this is 100% based off of stats. I got to say that because for some reason people keep not realizing it's based on stats when I tell them it's based on stats. This channel generally is based on stats. The stats we look at to determine these rankings: win rate, of course, kill death ratio, goal difference per minute, kill death difference, tower taken difference, first blood percentage, first turret percentage, feat of strength percentage, Drake percentage, void grubs per game, herald percentage, and baron percentage. Now, that rubs people the wrong way because normally you look at the first category, win rate, and you go off of that. Now, watching the games, of course, you may say, okay, well, this, that, and the third. True. Do I agree 100% with what these power rankings show on here? No. But that's not what the point of this video is. It's what are the power rankings based off of stats. So, in major regions, NIP still are at the top of the charts. They beat RNG 3-0. That's not a big shocker, right? NIP are a very, very, very good team. Major regions to me are LCK and LPL, by the way. It's followed by Anyone's Legend. Didn't play. Thunder Talk beat BLG 3-2, so they're third in the LPL LCK power rankings. Now, something to think about. So LCK have been playing their playoffs. LPL started the playoffs tomorrow. So I'm uploading this Friday. Tomorrow morning, not even 12 hours from now or whenever, the LPL will be beginning their best of fives, and that will alter the team stats because playoffs are certainly scuffing these stats up a bit. But I'm trying to see over an extended period of time if this can still be a feasible thing to possibly do. Do the best teams still end up at the top? Do the bottom teams end up at the bottom? Or do the playoffs screw it up? Right now, clearly we see with HLE, BLG, Gen G, D+, 9th through 12th, you can even throw Top Esports into 13th there. Those are 5 of the top 8 teams in the world. So, why are they there? Statistically, they're not playing like those teams, and partially due to schedule. So, Nongshim are 5th. They beat KT 3-0, and yes, they did lose to D+ 3-1 and Gen G 3-2, but statistically, we saw against Gen G, they just threw the games. They were doing the things that needed to be done the right way to be in a position to win and simply lost a couple games that they should have won. Stats will make up for that. Stats will show Nongshim did play better than Gen G in those games, but just didn't win the game. And yes, in the end, wins and losses are what people go off of. But also, I feel like looking at stats can give us an indication of just how strong a team may be, and they just need to work some shit out. The fact that Nongshim are even that good, even statistically, is a massive surprise to me. The addition of Kingen and Lehens has really just completely changed that organization. Gideon, coming out of no man's land, the guy sucked with IG. He sucked with Bro, but somehow, someway, with Nongshim, has found a home. And Fisher, he ints sometimes, but also he's getting solo kills all the time, and it's just like, that's interesting, right? That he's just doing so well. T1 lost to HLE 3-2, but statistically very good still. And another thing we have to factor with the T1 squad. Yeah, they rank 7th, one below Weibo, but T1, so when they played Smash, they said they want to try different things. A lot of people have taken that and run with it. I don't follow the rumor mill, etc. of if Guma's a streamer or whatever. I'm going to wait until games matter to figure out what they want to do. And as far as I'm concerned, the last thing that I saw Koma say was that Guma was just not playing because they wanted to see how Smash looked in the lineup. I haven't really checked back on the whole, what the team wants to do situation. So, if they want to play Smash going forward, that's going to, of course, alter our thoughts on T1, or at least my own. But as of right now, I still expect Guma to return to that lineup. IG beat FPX 3-0. That's easy enough. HLE beat T1, Gen G, and D+, all 3-2. So they're ninth, but they did beat two teams above them. Well, they beat T1. Um, so the fact of the matter is, they're probably lower than they should be, but statistically, that's where they fall. BLG lost to Thunder Talk 3-2. Gen G beat Nongshim 3-2, but lost to HLE 2-3. Duro, I see a lot of people calling for Gen G to change their roster. I mean, if Gen G actually changed their roster off of a fearless split when Worlds isn't fearless right now, you might as well just write Gen G down for not belonging at Worlds, because I mean if that was if they actually made that management decision off of a fearless split, I mean that would be just like get rid of the GM sort of situation. D plus beat Nongshim 3-1, lost to HLE 2-3. I mean they're playing a lot better than expected. Top Esports beat LGD 3-0. Then we have LGD losing to Top, Ultra Prime losing to OMG 2-3, but yet still being above OMG, because in that 5-game series, Ultra Prime's wins were big. OMG's wins were not quite as lopsided. KT losing to Nongshim, RNG losing to NIP, FPX losing to IG. So really, we look at this top 25. NIP, AL, JDG, those LPL teams up towards the top, they are playing the best. They're playing the best. It's the playoffs and how it's going to affect things that are going to make the LPL and LCK teams kind of work themselves out. I think this top 25 is going to be a little bit better than how this one, top 26. And then this 34-team conglomerate here gets messy when we mix LEC, LCP, and LTA, because these regions, although we would like to think they're quite similar in power, not necessarily. So, Koi still our first. I had some, I believe, when people come at me in the comments in a certain type of way on my content, and it just screams fandom, I immediately am like, okay, I don't want to even really talk to this person in good faith, only because if they're a fan of a team, they likely have biases that they're not going to admit, and there's just no point in even discussing it. But a lot of people like KC. You see, I guess, Thorin or Dom and Yamato have said it, but Yamato did do stuff with KC in the past, right? So let's look at Thorin and Dom a bit. It is what it is. People, it's this. The first stat, right? Win rate. We all love win rate. There's also something to be said about supporting KC, because, hey, think about all the dollar signs you might be able to get if you support KC, right? League Unlock, once again. That is what it is. So the fact of the matter is, if you're not doing the right things, statistically, such things as like objective control. When you rank 40th out of what? I have 60 teams here. If you rank 40th out of 60 teams in Nasher control, I'm going to say that your team's probably not one of the best ones in this group. Let's just be frank about it. Winning games, yes. In the end, you may pull games out of your ass. Good luck repeating that. Believe in the magic, right? See below call out there. Like, if we want to do that, that's fine. But the fact is, we got to do things right the majority of the time. So, Koi are first still. They beat BDS 2-0, lost to KC 2-0. Does that mean I believe Koi are the best team in the minor regions? No. Statistically, they're good in a few categories, and do the right things that they need to do right. It's just in the end, they don't win the game. Got to work that out, obviously. They're not one of the best teams because of that. They're followed by Fnatic, who beat Heretics 2-0, but lost to G2 2-0. Fnatic, are they better than G2? I predicted G2 to win that one because G2's champion pools outweigh Fnatic's. If Fnatic and G2 play tomorrow, I would probably pick G2 to win. Why? Because G2's champion pools are just electric and offer something that Fnatic simply do not. 100 Thieves beat Pain 2-0. We have Cloud9 beating Loud, Leviton losing to FlyQuest, all 2-0. So the LCS, or formerly LCS, LTA North, dominate the top of this board because they beat LTA South. We see LTA South fall. That's the nature of it. CFO played quite a few series this week. So CFO ranked 7th. Faria still are 6th because they stopped playing games in statistically were just crazy good, just couldn't win games. Not great. Long term, though, I would like to think Faria are going to figure things out and therefore be one of the better LTA South teams, and if not, be one of the best LTA teams by the end of the season. Usually, if stats hold true for that long of a period of time, you figure it out. So, CFO beat Talon 2-1, Chief 2-0, GAM 2-0, Vikings 3-1 today. CFO are doing great. Hongq has performed at a high level. They are definitely the best team in LCP right now. It's represented in running this gambit. I mean, hell, they beat every team that you would say are in the top 4. And pretty handily. So Doggo and Kaiwing doing their job. Hongq, Junja, and Rest and Driver both still playing, and CFO are running a 6-man roster at a high level. So would I say they're 7th? I'd probably pick them to beat a team like 100 Thieves, and even Fnatic and Koi. Cloud9 probably. Yeah, Loki is definitely. Loki is going to need time, and even then, I was kind of skeptical. 100T probably, but I mean, I guess I would say CFR should be second in this group, is what I'm saying. I was looking at it, thinking to myself I was going to be able to. No, CFR are better than a lot of those teams. Viking Esports beat Chief, beat SoftBank Hawks, both 2-0, Talon 2-1, but also lost to Talon and CFO. I mean, in the end, Vikings doing much better than expected. Shogun doing his job, but Kadi not inting his face off. Sulong not looking too much out of place. Topside, Kratos and Guri also. It's definitely a squad that is going to need to be respected going forward because there is growth to be had there. After that, we have Team Liquid beating Isurus Astral 2-1. Just barely got past that team. Talon beat Vikings and GAM 2-1, but lost to CFO and Vikings 2-1. So, Talon, very gatekeepy team. Usually when I reference gatekeeping teams, I say, you have a team of veterans, and you do. You have a team of players that have been around the block, have played against the best of the best over their careers, and they're at the end of their careers for the most part. So you take those 5 and you say to yourself, these are the guys that know how to play a game out. If they're ahead, if they are looking like they're going to win a game, it's unlikely that they're going to throw it, right? They know how to take the steps necessary to close a game out. But if you're against a team that just gets out to a lead or just outplays you, is just, playing at their best, like think of like Talon as an 8 out of 10, and if another team comes in at a 9 out of 10 that day, Talon are going to lose. And that's kind of how I view them. And depending on how good Western teams are, and even those lower level LCK or LPL teams at international events, a Talon could take a game because, hey, you just didn't play at your best. You played at a 7 out of 10, which we have seen happen before, and Talon historically are able to do that. KC beat Vitality and Koi both 2-0. Some stats are high in, some stats they tank in. KC ranking 11th on here. I mean, do they have good pieces? Yeah. You have a Korean top laner. That's pretty damn good in the Western region. Yike. Probably, you got Inspired. You have Yike as some of the best Western junglers out there. It's 1 or 2, right? Razork's up there as well. But Vladi in mid is getting better, which is good. I know a lot of people think I should have said he was top 3 mid in the LEC. I wouldn't say that at all. Not at all. But apparently that's a accepted thing in the community that Vladi's a top 3 LEC mid. And that Kalista and Targamas are like one of the strongest bot lane duos in the West too. I mean, I guess when you think about it, LEC bot lanes have probably dropped off a bit this split when you break up the G2 bot lane and you Noah June have also been pretty good. They're still together. That's just a thing, I guess. Kalista, obviously a bright career. Thankfully, he has played as well as he has, because if he stumbles at all, I feel like that hive mind is just going to lose its crap if Kalis struggles. So, 11th right now in minor regions. Team Secret Wales beat SoftBank Hawks, beat GAM, lost to GAM. So, young team. It's going to need to develop. You got a few rookies on it. And honestly, they've outperformed my expectations. G2 13th beat Giant X and beat Fnatic 2-0. G2 are probably one of the best minor region teams. Just statistically, throughout the season, they have not been. This factors in all the games you've played. Another thing people like to think about. Oh, well, something happened yesterday. So therefore, this must be what it is. And it's like, no. What has happened all season long? Not what happened yesterday. It's just the emotional nonsense of everything. G2 winning, though. They're in the right direction. Historically, G2 get better over time. When things matter, they step up. Isris Astral losing to TL. Leviton lost to FlyQuest. BDS lost to Koi 2-0. Loud lost to C9 2-0. GAM beat DFM and Team Secret Wales 2-0 each. They're in 18th. I think GAM are better than that, but we did see Emo play today. So that is something to think about. They're really trying to get creative right now. Lost to Team Secret Wales, Talon, and CFO. So they have fallen off as the season has went along here. Vitality lost to KC, Pain to 100 Thieves, Giant X to G2. SoftBank Hawks, DFM 2-0. But lost to Secret Wales and Vikings. No shock there. The Japanese teams in Oceania definitely bottom three in this region. DFM, Heretics, and Chief Esports Club both losing all their games. And they're at the bottom of the list, towards the bottom for a reason. So, as the season goes along, I hope this kind of cleans itself up. It is a project, essentially, that I'm trying to do to figure out if these stats can pan out. I feel like after playoffs are done and Fearless, the first stand tournament's done and we start getting to regular games, that things might work themselves out. The Discord, pretty standard power rankings. We had 5 participants. I understand the last one was like a 9-day video, was like 9 or 10 days ago. For 15-4, though, we had 5 people participate. HLE, D+, and BLG all had votes for first. I think Anyone's Legend did as well. So 4 teams getting a first place vote. I don't think we ever had that, even when we had like 20 people participate. Usually it's pretty well accepted who the best team in the world is. And right now it is spread out. Then you got like T1, Gen G, Top Esports, NIP. I think that top 8 is pretty solid. You could say NIP or JDG back and forth. But DoinB is doing work alongside Aki. JDG, Thunder Talk, Weibo, FlyQuest being 12th. I bet, Fnatic 14th. That makes sense for top Western teams. IG, underperforming a lot of people's expectations. I think that's probably fair for them, being 13th. Nongshim 15th. In the end, they are going to have to show up in the playoffs at a higher level and more consistently to prove to people that those players are capable of doing what they have done in Gideon, Fisher, and Jiwoo. G2, Cloud9, Talon, KC. This is actually pretty normal stuff here. CFO, Koi, TL, 100 Thieves, KT, and Vikings. So, so if you want to participate in power rankings, usually I try and do them after a patch is released. So the 15.4 patch after 15.5 comes out, I'll probably do a 15.4, the power rankings around that point. And that'll be probably right before first stand tournament. So if you want to do that, participate, join the Discord. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.